and I'm here with Love Crafts today to show you how to start. No. Was that what I needed to say? It was, wasn't it? Hi, I'm Emma. I'm here with Love Crafts today, and I'm going to show you a complete beginner's guide on how to cross stitch. I'm going to talk you through the materials and tools you're going to need, and then I'm going to show you how to work some stitches and fasten things off, tie things in, and give you everything you need to get started. This is an embroidery hoop. These come in all different sizes. I think this one's about 22 centimetre. It's one of the bigger ones you can get. It comes apart, you unscrew this bit here, and it comes into two separate hoops. And what you use it for is to clamp the canvas in there to keep it nice and taut so that when you're working, it makes it easier for you. It also gives you something to hold on to. So the canvas is also called Aida and comes in lots of different widths and weights. This is quite a wide mesh. You can get much finer ones, which gives you a kind of finer finish, but I think for beginning, it's probably going to be easier to use a slightly wider one. And you can buy it in great big rolls, or usually it comes in kind of pre-cut strips. So just make sure that whatever size strip you're ordering is big enough for the pattern you want to use. You'll need a little pair of, these are thread shears, but you can use regular scissors, that's fine. An embroidery needle, which has a wider eye than a normal household needle, and then some embroidery thread. This is also referred to as embroidery floss sometimes, but what you'll find is you're not likely to use the whole thickness of that. Usually you have to pull it apart, but I'll show you how to do that in a second. So to put the canvas in the hoop, we put the small hoop on the bottom, the canvas goes on the top, and then we just want to make sure that this is nice and loose. And then we wiggle that on the top there like that. Now this can get a little bit fiddly and might want to pop off, don't worry. You just keep readjusting as you go, and we'll start to tighten that up like so. You'll see the bottom started to rise a bit, so I'm just going to pop that down and keep it squeezed in. I'm going to tighten that as much as I can to make sure it's a nice tight finish. It's a bit like the skin of a drum, so it's nice and taut, and that will give us a lovely tight surface to work into. Now I'm going to thread my needle, so cut a length of thread, and I'm just going to pull apart two of those, so we've got that bit of embroidery floss there, and you'll see I'm keeping hold of one bit between those fingers and pulling the rest of it apart with my other finger, and I'm using my thumb to stop it kind of getting out of control. We're going to thread the needle, and a really easy way of doing that is to fold the thread over the top of the needle like that, pull it tight, and then I'm going to poke that up through the eye, so that folded edge comes up through the eye, and then I put it through like that. So that's that needle threaded. To knot the other end, I'm going to wrap it around my finger a couple of times, roll it with my thumb and forefinger, then use my middle finger and thumb to put it down into a knot like that. We're now going to work a few cross stitches. We're going to work 5 cross stitches across here. We're going to start in the middle. So I'm going to start from front to back. I'm going to pull my thread through there, and I'm going to come in one down and to the right of where I went in like that. And I'm going to come up in the hole directly above that one. And I'm not going to cross over, as you might think. I'm going to work all my right to left stitches and a little row first, like that. I'm going to do another one then. I'm going to come in just above, she said. There we are. And do another one down to the bottom right. And the reason we do this is because I think it's because it uses less thread. It also means that the back of your work is just a bit tidier and gives you a slightly nicer finish. Okay, so there's a 5th one. Now we're going to go back and cross all those stitches. So I'm going to come up in the hole directly above where I just went in. I'm going to cross the stitch. And so go down to the bottom left, like that. There's a cross stitch. So now I'm going to do the next one. Oh, you want to make sure you go straight through that hole and not split the canvas, just because it gives a much tidier finish. I'm going to go in there, like that. And I'm going to carry on. What you want to make sure that you do is that your top, the crossed stitch, is going the same way every time, because that will give your finished bit of cross stitch a really lovely, tidy look. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you don't. And when you begin, I mean, you get to spend so much time just focusing on where you need to be stitching, you probably won't even be thinking about that. But as you get more used to it, it's just a really nice thing to do because it will give you that lovely smooth finish. So now I'm going to show you how to fasten off. So we flip it over and you'll see, look, these very beautiful little tidy stripes. All we're going to do is pass the needle underneath a few of them and just pull it out there. And then we need to go back, and it's that going back that will just fasten it all in and keep it secure. And then you don't need to knot anything. And it gives you a nice smooth back. So I'm just going to clip that there. And we have a lovely little row of cross stitches. Okay, so that's how to do a cross stitch. If you want to find out how to cross stitch a full pattern, just hit the next video and I'll see you there. And I'm here with Love Crafts today to show you how to start. No. Was that what I needed to say? It was, wasn't it? Make sure you click and follow.
Make sure you hit the next video.
Hit the next video. Okay. So that's how to do a little bit of begin. If you want to know how to cross stitch a pattern, I can't remember what you said. Just hit. If you want to make sure, just hit the next video. Just hit the next video.